no, today on the vlog we have a shed builder, Wayne. We built both of them.
Built both of them. Built both these.
A 2007 Dyna with a little bit of a sportster front.
Yeah, a little bit of a modification.
And 1979
XS 650 with a twist with a 750 big bore kit on it and a few modifications.
And I just did it, and it's incredible. Like seriously, I wouldn't ever say it's 1979 bike, and it's incredible that you built not just like cosmetic, changing the seat and changing the bulbs, but you built it from scratch in your shed.
We'd like to take it apart and go a little bit further and tidy, make old things look new again.
So which one do you want to start with Dyna, or like which one do you?
So while you're here, that's why you're standing here. Let's start this one.
Okay, let's talk about this.
So I bought it from a man who had it in a shed, who was going to do loads of it, but it's one of them who never happened. So I bought it from him. It was a cruiser, different wheels, road tyres, smothered in dust, and it looked tired. It needed bringing back to life. We started off with a vision of other ones that have been done. I put my twist on it. So first of all, take everything off and then start putting it back together slowly. Working the mudguard out, make sure it look right, getting the seat right. Have a bare frame with a petrol tank, the seat, mudguards, getting them looking right. We had to get the wheels, the right height for the wheels so it sat right. So I decided to go for an 18-inch back wheel rather than the standard 15. And then I put a 21-inch front wheel on it. Kept the same hubs, so obviously the wheel span's exactly the same anyway. Obviously you just got to do your measurements on the tyres, make sure you get them in the swing arm. But I knew they do make these with an 18-inch back wheel anyway, but this one didn't have one, they had a 15. So I've got the widest tyre I could in the back to make that one work on the back. So by getting the spokes, stainless spokes put in there, they were the thickest gauge you can get in here, which complements the black with the nice shiny spokes. And on the front, obviously there's plenty of room for a 21 front, so it's the original hubs on there. We just found a 21-inch rim, and we just put the spokes in it and made it work.
And you drilled the original...
The original disc was ugly and...
The drum one.
The drum on the back, yeah. The original disc was plain and boring and made it look old. Yeah. So just for cosmetic really, I don't know if it does anything else, it just looks better than it did. So we drew a pattern on there and just drilled it, and it works, it looks pretty good.
Brakes are working.
Brakes are spot on.
Surprisingly, even the drum one is working.
You got to have brakes. I put the Goodrich hose on it, which obviously a stronger brake, and it does work well. Yeah. So I put a new caliper on it, and then I took the engine apart completely. So we took the starter motor out, we took all the old oil ways out of it. So now underneath the bike, underneath the engine, you could see we've gone the modern way. We've put a filter on the bottom. Like a modern bike, it's got a spin-on filter. So we do away with all the cartridges in the engine, so the oil gets around the engine quicker. It's quicker, easy for an oil change. So then I put a 750 big bore kit on there. And then I put a higher lift cam in it, which gives it a bit more oomph. And then we changed these manifolds to the metal manifolds rather than the old rubber ones, which gives it a bit more mid-range. And then we put the flat-sided Mukinis on it rather than the old diaphragms, so the power's instant now.
How you learn all this?
Well,
what are you doing for a living?
I'm a lorry driver. I drive a lorry all day.
So when you drive your lorry all day, you thinking
all day.
Not about how to build bike and how to rebuild the engine, but like, where you get the knowledge from?
There's a man called Rick from Smeed Speed, down in Devon, old school, and he's helped me a lot on the phone call, keeping in touch with each other. Right, Rick, I'm doing this. What's the best way? You do this, do that. If it was his way, I'd have a full blown out, side burning, flat track race bike. But I said I've got to use it for the road. Let's keep it sensible. Yeah. So he's given me some ideas and pointers how to do it. So between us, a few phone calls and me in the shed welding and cutting and painting, I've done it myself. I took it a bit fast and flat out. Didn't run it in properly with the old carburetors on it, and I blew the top up. So I had to take it back home again, take the top back off, new piston in it, and I changed the carburetor. So now it's getting the right fuel in it, and everything everything's spot on there. So we took away all the battery. There's no battery on it at all. It's kick over dynamo, which on PMA system, which works well. So we hid the electrics under here, which basically runs LED lights. It's kick over and go. There's nothing to it. It's basic as you can get, but it works. She's old school. She's old school. What are you doing to me, see? Here we go.
You did a paint job yourself as
I sprayed it all. Well, the only thing I didn't do on this bike myself was put the spokes in the wheels. Apart from that, I made everything. So I've got some number boards that go on the side at home if I wanted them on, but I put bigger air filters on there, which makes it run better, so I can't get them on. But they do look quite smart with them on there. Yeah.
And it went beautifully.
And you was happy.
I had the pleasure to ride it, and I have to say, like, I was impressed. I was really impressed in the best way.
That's good.
It's one of the most fun bikes I rode. Like, it has no mirrors, it has no signals, so like it's a bit of a.
You got to ride it.
Yeah.
You got to ride it. Don't be frightened.
Good. So good.
Don't be frightened. For 750, the weighs nothing because you got to ride it.
Jesus, yeah, it's really good, really good. Really good.
Okay.
Well done, you, like, seriously.
Thank you. Well,
incredible.
This would be my ideal thing. If someone got an XS 650 and they said to me, "Do you know what? I want what you got there. Fetch it down. I'll build you one." You know, give me something to do.
Yeah.
I can't keep spending my own money. Let's spend someone else's. I'll build one for someone else.
And this one, you said you want to sell it?
I'd like to see £7,000 for it, but I don't think I'll get it. But if someone wants to make me a sensible offer somewhere near that, then it's theirs. Take it away.
Yeah, guys, it's for sale. Somebody buy it because it's really good. Like really good.
The sun is going down now. Been at it for a while, and I have had enough of this. I doubt that we can solve it. Been trying for so long, and I just can't ignore that it won't ever be the same. No, we will never be that good again. Don't drag it out. Skip the innocence. Things will never be the same again. No, I got all that I need. No need to apologize. No, we won't waste any more time. Yeah, I am all that I need. No need to apologize. No, we won't waste any more time. Yeah, you're still stuck on my mind. You won't go away. It's like you are a part of me.
And let's move to Dyna.
Dyna, this was I had a Harley chop before that wasn't mine. I didn't build it. Slinky Bintz Customs built the bike, which I had the pleasure of owning and riding, which was an absolute weapon. But it was a hard bike to ride, so I wanted to go somewhere a bit more comfortable.
Yeah.
So I had to deal with this one, which looked nothing like this when I first got it. Unfortunately, it was purple, white wall tyres. It was nothing like this. So I decided again, pull it apart over the winter, and with the help of House of Thunder Tom, it could put me in the right way of getting some bits and pieces for it. I managed to slam the arse down with some nice shocks, bigger wheels again that I got from the States. Got the fat spokes on it. I powder coated everything I could. I didn't want any chrome on it really. Rebuilt the engine, honed all the barrels out, cleaned all the engines. The engine's completely done again. Modified the seat, LED lights around it, belly pan, headlight, new handlebars, and then she's there.
Okay, it sounds like click, 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 click.
It is.
Everything's done.
And the bank.
The wheels.
Bang, bang, clink, click is the bank balance.
Wheels from America.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
you can't get anything over here for Harley unless you go to a Harley dealership over here and then they want to pull your pants down.
Yeah.
So the best thing is you've got to shop around, and I looked around online. I actually went on eBay, looked at some wheels and bits and pieces, but I found it easy to get in touch with a man. Get in touch with a man, had a few emails to and fro. I told him what I had, what I wanted to do. He sent me a few measurements, bits and pieces, which I had to measure up, and I managed to get a bigger, fatter back wheel in the back, and I'm pleased with them. They turned up in the post, ready to bolt on. They had the discs, everything was there ready to bolt on for me, the tyres and everything. So,
nice.
yeah, it cost me £2,000 for them, but they make the bike. They make the bike.
Yeah, they do make the bike.
And it rides lovely. It rides nice.
Progressive shocks. What size are your shocks?
I think they're 12-inch progressive shocks because I wanted to slam it down.
Yeah.
I've put it on the hardest setting because I did have it rubbing on the back wheel nearly. It was okay with me on myself, but I'll take people on the back, and obviously it was rubbing a bit, so I stiffened them up. I'll just raised it a little bit more.
Talking about people on the back, can you tell us that story, how you met your missus?
Yeah, well, when I first date, when I met my missus, she's into the bikes, and I was sitting out front of her house on a steep hill, and she jumped on the back and wiggling around like a lot of women does on the back of a motorbike, trying to get herself comfortable when my little legs are trying to hang on to the bike. But as I went all the way from the road, the power of it, she yanked me back, and unfortunately, I'd only just put the handlebars on and didn't quite do them up as tight as I should have done. I pulled the handlebars back on my lap. So, trying to style it out, I sort of yanked them back forward again, and then rode down the road thinking, I hope my handlebars don't fall off, and then that was it. She never knew anything until about a few months later when I told her.
There's a bit of a story for a first date, isn't there?
That's it. So she was happy.
You said you did things to the engine as well.
The engine on this one was it was all chrome, so all the chrome panels on it, like you can see around the sides. The primary, it was all chrome, ugly. Horn chrome, ugly. The same panels this side. I took them off. I powder coated them all. Done them all gloss black. Easier to keep clean. Took the engine apart just to hone the pistons out, just to wire the bike apart. I took it all apart and just to check everything out. It's an old bike, you know. So by putting it all back together, cleaned it all up, put a bit of paint around it, powder coated all the frame, and done everything, and just basically built it from the ground up again.
How many bikes altogether you built already?
Oh, I've built.
You lost the count?
I've probably built 20 bikes over the years, from Fireblades.
Just in your garage, just for fun?
Yeah, just for fun, yeah. I haven't got a big bag balance. I'm a lorry driver. I buy old lorries and put my twist on it.
Yeah.
Of old cars, of bikes. I mean, I've done cars, bikes, but it's nice to. I like looking at something, have an image. A lot of people, they want to go to the showroom. Oh, I like that. They spend all the money, but I haven't got that money. So I like to look at something and think, I can do this, do that, have a vision for it. That'll look better if I do that. Yeah. You know. Everyone's vision's different, you know. Anyone can criticise anyone's bikes. Yeah. Anyone could come and look at this or look at that and go, I should have done this, should have done that. Fair enough, you know. But I'm up for criticism. But if someone says to me, you really done everyone looks, but you got a better idea, I'll change it. I'm not the best bike builder, you know. I'm just a shed builder, throws bikes together. Anyone can criticise anyone's work. Yeah. I'll give anyone credit for doing anything on their bikes. You've had a go, you know. Exactly. I'm not an engineer. But
even being an engineer, like everyone's at a different level and everyone has a different vision, and beauty is in the eyes of the beholder.
Exactly that.
Everyone has a right to build a bike as beautiful for them.
Exactly.
It doesn't matter what the rest of the world thinks. I've seen some bikes that are like, what the hell is in your head? But I appreciate the talent of somebody putting it all together. Yeah. And maybe it does look funny for me, but for that person,
everyone's got
a piece of art.
Everyone's got their own vision. Yeah. Everyone likes everything different. If we all like the same things, we're boring world.
It'd be boring.
It'd be a boring world. Yeah. So everyone likes everything different. So yeah, I'm glad you like the ride of that one.
I love it.
It's not for the faint-hearted, that one.
Yeah. Oh, I absolutely loved it.
So you're going to take the Harley up and down the road for a ride, or you want to take that one up and down again?
Do they have names?
Well, that one gets a bit annoying sometimes when I don't kick over and start, so it does get called a bit of a bitch sometimes, but she's not too bad. This is more of a princess, this one. She just get on it, she does as I'm told.
Okay, so that's
princess and a bitch, you know?
I'm riding a bitch.
She's a bitch, you got a container.
I think we have a very similar character. You can't always kickstart us.
Right. I'm too little.
nice and trying to make the guest of my show to feel good complimenting his build. That bitch Yamaha was really one of the most fun bikes I rode. Maybe I clicked into neutral accidentally, changing gears a few times. Maybe I found difficult to change the lanes on the busy motorway without signals and without mirrors. But following Wayne on his Princess Dyna and riding country lanes that day, I swear guys, I was grinning from ear to ear.
We won't waste any more time, yeah. I am all that I need. No need to apologize.